Those who tell stories rule the world. And I'm not saying this. This was said by Plato. So there must be a lot of truth to it. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what are those 3 compelling stories that you need to write on your resume or your SOP to woo the admission officer and just to sweep them off their feet. And the best part is that the scope of these stories would not just be limited to your resume or your SOP, but also your job interviews. So voila, 2 birds with 1 stone. Welcome to Bani Abroad. If you're new to this channel, then I make content on studying and settling abroad, which will give you an edge. So make sure that you don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit it right now. Also, if you need help to get into your dream university or B school and you're having trouble with your application, then don't worry, I'm here to help you, and you can avail one of my service plans through Collegiado or even book a free 15-minute consulting session. Now, before I reveal those 3 stories, I want to tell you why those 3 stories are important and why do the university or B school officials want to listen to those 3 stories. So when you are going for your higher education, your master's or your MBA, after your graduation, you are going to step out in the corporate world and become a leader. And they want to know that if this person is capable of being a great leader. Of course, they'll polish you through your master's, through your MBA, but do you have what it takes to be that great leader? So you might be the next greatest leader that this planet would have, but who's going to convey this message to the university officials? If you don't convey it to them, they are not going to know, right? So it's your responsibility to make their job easier, and you have to tell them that you have raw potential and great testimonials to prove that you are going to be just fabulous and that your dream university or dream B school would be lucky to have you. So without further ado, let's jump to those 3 great stories. So in order to convince them, here is the story number 1 that you need to tell, and that is your leadership story. Tell them the stories of projects that you have led, the teams that you have managed, and tell them about your innovative ideas. You can also sprinkle a dash of your leadership style. Are you a go-getter, or are you the one who takes opinions of the team and then moves forward? Tell them your ability to handle pressure. Tell them how you manage your teams. Also, while you're telling all of this, make sure that you do not list out just your roles and responsibilities, but instead list and craft a story about what was the output and how you achieved that. And also, if you had innovative ideas, do tell them about that. And I believe in today's era, with all that information which is not validated and anyone can put up anything, it's really important these days for the leader to have this quality of critical thinking, and that involves skepticism, questioning the existing ways, how people conventionally do this thing. And if you have incorporated that in your past, then that is the story that should definitely get on paper. That okay, this thing was happening, but you thought that there's a better way to do that. So you led charge of that project and completely revamped and transformed the process to get amazing results. And now some of you must be thinking that, yes, that's a great story to tell, but I do not have that story. I do not have anything interesting to put on paper. That's not at all true. You need to dig deeper. If you do not have work experience, maybe you haven't managed any teams on the corporate level, but you must have done something during your college. All of those extracurricular activities that you did in order to bunk classes, or maybe you were interested in that, then those are going to be great here. Maybe you were the convener of a society, or you were the event head during your annual festival. And these stories also have the potential to be great stories, provided you tell them that, oh hey, this is something really interesting that happened when I was the team lead for this. The process was like this. For 10 years, everyone was following that process step by step. But I came in and I thought that there's some better way to do it, and I did take charge of that, and then this is what happened. So see, you got your story. So don't ever think that you don't have great stories, you just need to dig deeper. Teamwork is dream work. So the second story is going to be your teamwork. And why is it important? You must be thinking that, okay, you achieved that, you won this prize, you have your name on Dean's honor list. Why do they need this? They do need this because out in the corporate world, you would be working with teams. You would have to work across departments, and there's a high probability that you will have to manage cross-cultural teams as well. And you will have to navigate the cultural dynamics and still be on the same page and have that focus on achieving that vision. So it becomes really important that you highlight yourself as someone who can make their team a dream team. And here is how you can show them. You can give them examples about conflict management, or maybe even motivating your team to achieve that target when it was at its peak low, and just motivating them and bringing their energy to this level and then succeeding as a team. And for this particular point, make sure that in your resume or your essay or even while giving interviews, you quantify the number. You quantify that I led a team of 50 people, I led a team of 12 people. So make sure that you do that. You insert numbers, and if it was a bifurcation, maybe you were managing 5 team leads and then there were other members managed by those team leads. So don't just write 5 members. So write 5 team leads and 60 team members, because you are indirectly or directly managing those as well. Now coming to the third story that you need to weave, and that is the story of the ability to take initiative. And that's going to be super amazing if you have that on resume or SOP. Now think of this scenario, a place without the Amazons and Teslas of the world. We would have been stagnant, right? Like no innovation, no creativity, no breakthrough. So you have to make sure that if you have that inside you, if you have the ability to take initiative, make something new, bring a change, or just break the existing way of doing work and transforming that with your amazing idea and outlook, that is going to do wonders to your application. Now what all can be included in that? That can be a startup. Okay, I know not everyone will have this startup. So what else can you highlight? You can also highlight something from your undergrad. Maybe there was a society that you started, maybe a technical society. Your university did not have any and you started one, and then you started organizing technical competitions, hackathons, and even invited other universities to take part. So that is one great initiative. You recognized a gap and plugged that. And another can be starting an NGO. And it does not have to be a full-fledged state or national level NGO. It can also be as small as starting a class for 30 children in or around your locality that you maybe polish their English speaking skills. So even that makes a lot of difference. And the examples do not end here. Like I told you in the leadership part, you can also tell about change management. It should not be like you change the policy without consulting anyone and then the results were disastrous. So make sure that you highlight the positive ones, or if you're highlighting the negative ones, make sure you tell them that what are the things that you learned from your mistakes. And another example, if you are from a technical background, maybe your company was using one software which was not that effective, but you suggested another one and you trained all the employees and you led the entire process of change management. Because it's not just about changing a software, it's also about convincing people to get rid of their old ways and that this software is going to ease their work in the long run, and that also takes a lot of work. So even that can be a great story. And now one thing that I can't leave this video without addressing that point is that many people will confuse leadership with being on top of the hierarchy model, and that's fine. Maybe you do not have that kind of work experience, or you are just a fresher, and it's not that you have to write you are the VP or the director of the company. That can be anything even small that made impact in your organization, simply because the way that your personality is, your leadership style, the ability to take initiatives, the ability to take your team together and achieve that one goal. So all of these little things do count. So don't ever discount your leadership experience just because you don't have that fancy title. Now, these were the 3 stories, but this story does not end here. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 more additional bonus points which you should leverage while you are crafting your application. So one thing is that you can show that whatever you have done till now, you have done that to the best of your ability. And the way that you can go about achieving this is you can highlight your GPA if you were on the dean's list, and that's also testimonial to the fact that you worked hard, you worked smart to get that grade, and you do have grasp of the concepts that were taught to you during your undergrad. And the second thing is, maybe you do not have that kind of a GPA, but you did focus on the other things. Maybe you published a research paper, or you were a part of technical or business competitions and you were the winner there, or you have done amazing projects. So what this will do is that this will convince the admission officer of your excellent track record, because whatever you are doing, you are achieving something in that, and when you would be going on to pursue your master's or your MBA, you would replicate that same attitude and also bring great results. And now the last and the most wonderful part of this story that I'm telling you is to show your personality. It can be a little hard when you are not out there. In the interview, you can of course go and show it, but in your application, it becomes a little hard because it's your writing, but through your writing as well, you can show some personality. You can be bold and what people normally don't write, maybe you can write that. And here, in no way I'm suggesting that you write bullshit. That's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is that when you are writing your SOP, maybe you can craft a compelling story and you can start it with something unique. You just don't have facts one after the other, but there is a compelling story that weaves all the facts together and makes it more entertaining to read. And stories are what connects us humans. So if you represent it through a story, that is going to be amazing and that's going to make you stand out. And when I said that you can show your personality, apart from your writing style, you can also talk about your passion projects. Maybe a hobby that you developed and you started something. Maybe you started teaching that to others, or maybe you have a blog about that. You as a human being, how are you like? Because that is what is going to make you stand out. And of course, all the stories that you are going to tell, those are also going to highlight some of your personality. But if you show some more, there's no harm in it. And I hope that today's video will make you a step closer in landing an admit from your dream B school or your dream university. So when you do get one, let me know and we can celebrate. Also, if you feel that the admission process is a lot hectic and stressful for you, and if you want someone's help, then you can contact me and avail my service through Collegiado. And if you found this video to be valuable, then I'm pretty sure that you are going to like this and this video as well. And now is the time to show some love. So if you did like the video, do hit that like button, smash that subscribe button and hit that bell icon as well. I'll see you soon with my next video. Until then, take care and stay happy. Bye.